Hello everyone. I'm really excited to delve into the topic of free will. For me, free will is the ability to make choices independently, without being solely influenced by external factors. It's about having autonomy over our decisions.
I agree, Sarah. Free will is the capacity to exercise agency and make choices that are not entirely predetermined by external forces. However, I also believe that our actions are influenced by a combination of free will and external factors. It's a complex interplay.
Great points, Sarah and Jack. I think free will exists, but it's not entirely detached from external influences. Our upbringing, education, and societal norms shape our choices to a certain extent. So, it's a mix of independence and external factors.
Absolutely, Peter. It's interesting to reflect on our own lives and how free will and external factors have played a role. Personally, I felt a strong exercise of free will when I decided to change my career path and pursue my passion. It was a choice I made independently, driven by my own desires and goals.
I can relate to that, Sarah. One instance where I felt the influence of external factors was when I had to choose a college. While I had my preferences, financial constraints and family expectations played a significant role in my decision-making. It felt like a blend of free will and external pressures.
I've experienced similar instances, Jack. Moving to a different country for work was a decision that involved free will, but external factors like job opportunities, economic stability, and cultural differences heavily influenced my choice. So, it was a mix of personal agency and external circumstances.
Cultural, societal, and environmental factors undoubtedly impact our understanding of free will. In some contexts, like oppressive regimes or strict cultural norms, individuals may have limited freedom to exercise their choices. On the other hand, in more liberal societies, there tends to be greater latitude for free will.
That's a great point, Sarah. Our surroundings shape our perception of what choices are available and acceptable. The concept of free will can be influenced by collective belief systems and the norms we grow up with. It's a fascinating aspect to consider.
Indeed, Sarah and Jack. Our cultural background and societal values influence our notion of free will. The idea of individual freedom can vary across different societies and may be constrained or expanded based on the prevailing ideologies. It's crucial to acknowledge these influences.
When it comes to scientific and philosophical arguments, there are proponents on both sides. Some argue that determinism, the belief that every event is determined by previous causes, challenges the existence of free will. On the other hand, others argue that the complexity of human cognition suggests the presence of free will.
Absolutely, Sarah. From a philosophical standpoint, thinkers like Immanuel Kant proposed that free will is necessary for moral responsibility. If our actions are entirely predetermined, it becomes challenging to hold individuals accountable for their choices and assign moral responsibility.
That's an interesting perspective, Jack. However, there are also philosophical arguments that propose alternative notions of moral responsibility, even within a deterministic framework. They suggest that holding someone responsible is not about free will, but about shaping behavior through consequences and social norms.
The belief in free will or determinism can have implications on our personal lives, relationships, and society as a whole. Believing in free will can empower individuals and promote a sense of agency, while determinism might lead to a more fatalistic outlook, potentially reducing motivation and accountability.
I agree, Sarah. The belief in free will can give us a sense of control over our lives and encourage us to take responsibility for our actions. On the other hand, a deterministic worldview might lead to a focus on external factors and a decreased emphasis on personal accountability.
Indeed, Sarah and Jack, our beliefs about free will and determinism can shape our attitudes towards others as well. If we believe in free will, we may hold individuals more accountable for their behavior, while a deterministic perspective might lead to more understanding and empathy, considering the external factors that influence actions.
The concept of free will also has implications for how we perceive justice, punishment, and forgiveness. If we believe in free will, we may view punishment as a means of holding individuals responsible for their choices. However, a deterministic view might focus more on rehabilitation and addressing external causes.
I agree, Sarah. Believing in free will can lead to a retributive approach to justice, where punishment is seen as retribution for the choices made. On the other hand, a deterministic perspective might prioritize restorative justice, focusing on repairing harm and addressing the underlying causes of behavior.
Absolutely, Jack and Sarah. The debate around free will also involves considering its limitations and assumptions. For instance, the concept of free will assumes that individuals have complete control over their actions, disregarding subconscious influences and external constraints. It's essential to be aware of these limitations when discussing free will.
You're right, Peter. Free will is a complex topic, and our understanding of it is shaped by various factors. Advances in neuroscience and our understanding of the brain can provide insights into the mechanisms behind decision-making and the interplay between internal processes and external influences.
Absolutely, Sarah. Neuroscience can help us explore how our brains generate choices and how external factors influence our neural activity. It adds a scientific dimension to the free will debate and helps us gain a deeper understanding of the complexities involved.
I completely agree, Jack. Neuroscience can illuminate the biological underpinnings of decision-making and shed light on the extent to which our choices are influenced by external factors. It's an exciting field that brings new perspectives to the age-old debate between free will and determinism.
As we conclude our discussion, it's clear that free will is a multifaceted concept. It combines elements of personal agency and external influences, shaped by our cultural, societal, and environmental contexts. The debate between free will and determinism continues to intrigue philosophers, scientists, and individuals seeking to understand the nature of human choice.
Indeed, Sarah. Exploring the intricacies of free will reminds us of the complexity of human nature and the many factors that contribute to our decision-making. It's a fascinating topic that invites us to reflect on the nature of our actions and the forces that shape them.
Absolutely, Jack and Sarah. The concept of free will challenges us to ponder the boundaries of personal freedom and the extent to which external factors influence our choices. It's an ongoing philosophical and scientific inquiry that enriches our understanding of human behavior and the nature of our existence.